other players that might be on the move news, Russell Westbrook. How does he factor into the Knicks' plans, if at all, from what you're hearing?
Yeah, I don't know if he really factors in, but I do know that last year when he was on the trade block before he went to Houston, he thought that coming to New York was a possibility. I think he was open to that possibility. That at least tells you that he had been open to the idea of coming to New York playing for the Knicks. You look at where he is in his career, what he has left on his deal, similar to a Chris Paul situation, a lot of money left on the deal. So it would be a big use of cap space for the Knicks if they decided to trade for him. I don't know how they feel about it, but I think he will be available this offseason, because if it's either he or Harden, if you're Houston, I would assume that Westbrook would be the person that you're talking to teams about. Whether they ultimately move him remains to be seen, but I would assume that they have those kinds of conversations around Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, and not to put you on the spot too much, but who do you think would command more in a trade? I would guess that Westbrook being younger would command more, but maybe he's less of a court general than Chris Paul is, and Chris Paul may make your team better more immediately. It's an interesting toss-up, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, I would just think based on the most recent seasons, I would think Chris Paul would command more in a trade, and because also I don't think his contract is as onerous as Russell Westbrook. So I would assume Paul gets more assets back in a deal than Westbrook does at the moment.